Hi, it's Sharon here. I've had a few people ask me about my laminated TN covers. I set myself up when I started with a kind of template for the cover, the insert cover, and for the pages. Now the actual TN cover that we're going to make is 11¼ inches by 8¼ inches, and the spine you score at 5 3/8 and 5 7/8. The traveller notebook insert is 9 3/8 inches by 7½ inches. And then the actual pages are 8 7/8 inches by 7¼ inches. I will put everything at the bottom of this video for you, so you've got all the actual measurements. Now I do print on A4 and it's borderless. You also, when choosing the papers, you need to decide which side you're going to cut. I'm actually going to cut off down this side here to get the right measurements. So you need to choose a design that you're not cutting like cutting off there or cutting off there at the edge. And also it's been backed, so I also look at that as well. So that will cut a bit of that off, but that is going to be the back. So you'll get to see this bit here, just there. I'm also using matte laminating sheets, not gloss. You can use gloss if you want to, entirely up to you. I personally prefer matte. This here is a gloss one, and this, whoops, this is a matte one. As I say, I think it just looks a bit better with a matte, but my personal choice. Right, so to start off with, we need it 11¼ inches on the side off of here. The A4 sheets are actually the right depth, which is 8¼ inches there. So it's a slither off. So, well, it's not even a slither. So I actually just leave it at that size. The next thing you have to do is then score it. So we're scoring the spine to get this bit here, along here. We score it at 5 3/8 there, and then at 5 7/8 there. So that's that. And I then fold it in, making sure it all lines up nicely. So it's all straight. Use my bone folder to really get a good crease in it. And the same with the other side. Line it all up so you're getting a nice crease in it, like that. I then put the sheet in. No, I don't. Sorry, I don't do that. I round my corners first. If you don't want rounded corners, you don't have to. But I like the rounded corners. I think it finishes it off quite nicely. And you can also ink the edges or not. Depends what you feel like. I quite like inking the edges, so I use a tea dye, distressed oxide ink, just quickly, I think it takes the white mark where you've cut off, so it doesn't look so stark for you either. I do ink both sides like this, and you can also, which I have done, I believe, when I did the Gothic Alice one, I did ink the spine as well with the black soot. So you can see here where I've just lightly inked the spine there and there. But that again is entirely your own choice how you do it. Right, now we can laminate it. So I just line it up so that I have it straight, hopefully. That's it. And I have a thin border along the bottom there, so I need to be doing some trimming. Right, so if I put that through the laminator, there. Okay, once that's through, I would punch some holes, but I've done a bit of a Blue Peter, and I've made one earlier, mainly because punching that middle hole can be quite difficult. Now, I got a set from Artimo off of Craftelia. I don't know if people know of that site. Spain, we use it a lot. It's a Spanish shop. However, they also do deliver to the UK. And I've got this little where it punches holes, and this is the small one, and it gives you this for the big one. However, it's also for putting in your eyelets. So you've got these bits that you replace and do, but I've got the crocodile for the eyelets if I decide at any time to use it. I just got this literally to do the hole in the middle, and it's extremely difficult. So basically you put it there, put it on there and push down, and it's very, very hard, but you get there in the end. Now this has come off the laminator, both sides. I then get my big cutter here. I find this easier. Stand up and I trim the edges, and I do get quite close to them, but obviously don't break the seal like that. And then I do the top part as well. I do line the edge up with the edge of the cutter and then move it in slightly, like that. And the same with this side. There. Move that a bit. That's it. Just like that. Get rid of that one down there. And my bits. Okay, I then get, oops, the hole punch, the corner rounder, and again it does go through, but you might have to press a little bit harder than normal to get it through, as you can see there. That's it. And if there is a problem like I've just encountered there, I just trim it off gently like that. And then that one there, which has come off okay. Then the next stage is refolding it. So again, I line it up, fold it in, and then use my bone folder. And as you could see, that was quite simple to fold that in. There and there. So you've now got your spine, and it hasn't cracked. It hasn't cracked on the inside. It looks quite good. The next thing is your holes. Now I use the crocodile and I use the small hole there for my holes. And really this is just eyeballing it. So sort of there and then there. And then the same down the other end. You're just generally gauging it. I'd probably go in 1/2 inch like that. And then to do the hole in the middle, I won't be able to do it because it does take a little while. You get this, again, I put the mat underneath. That's quite a thick mat. Again, I eyeball it roughly where the middle is. I then have to stand up and press extremely hard. And as you see, it only makes a very small mark, so it does take a little while. Hence why I did a blue heater and did one earlier here. So I can show you what you do with the elastics. You get your elastic. You put it through one end here. Back up the hole next to it. There. Down the hole at the top. Back up the hole next to it. And then I kind of pull this so it's about the length of the book, of the cover, and then you take this and I probably cut off about there so that they're together. I try and make sure the knot is at the bottom as well, and then this is the tricky bit again, where you tie your knot with the elastic. Now I tend to leave the tail on there until I've finished everything, so just in case I need to adjust it. So that's your 2 inserts there, and these are notebooks from another one, but so the notebooks, I always, when I do the closure, I always make sure I've done the notebooks so you know roughly what thickness is going to be in there. I've used in these notebooks is 10 sheets of 120 gram, GSM paper. So you've got 20 pages, 40 sides in each book. And just to finish it off, I've also just cut out some hearts on the end of the tassels there. It makes it look quite nice. Put that in there. So then you get your elastic again, fold this over, roughly do it twice. I always do a little bit extra as well. So you've got a bit extra there. Fold it in half. Turn my laminator off. Just realised that was going. And then just poke it through the middle, out the other side. I kind of hold it in place there while I check that I've got the right, it's the right length. The more you do, the easier that does get. So that is the right length. So I now just tie a knot in this, around about there. Again, this one's a little bit easier. And I usually do a double knot so that it doesn't poke through the hole. Like that. Then comes across. and you got your closure with your 2 books inside. Now, one of the other things, you can then attach a dangle to the top elastic at the top. These are laminated, they're just squares of scraps of paper that I've put through the laminator as well. One of the other things you can do, as I've done with this one, with the closure, is, again, I've got the laminated squares, I've put 2 small holes either side and put them. So, but when you do that, you need to make sure you put that on before you're tying your knot. Otherwise, obviously, you're having trouble getting it on. But if you're just going to do a dangle like this, or some charms like these, then you don't have to worry about that, obviously. I hope that's okay and it all worked out all right and you understood how to do it. Any questions, just pop it in the comments. Be great if you could like and subscribe the video and subscribe to the channel. Many thanks. Speak to you soon. Bye.